Hi, this is Massive Das from Nintendo and that. I recently just picked up some more Dreamcast games and having trouble trying to get them all in the drawer. And they're out of alphabetical order. I've done a few collection videos and stuff before, so I thought I might as well do the big one, do the Dreamcast, get it out of the way. Dreamcast popularity seems to have gone a little bit through the roof at the moment with the likes of Shenmue 3 getting announced, obviously on Kickstarter and that. And looking on eBay, Dreamcast and consoles and old few games such as the Shenmue 1 and 2 starting to go up in price as well. So it might be a good time if you're trying to sell some Dreamcast stuff, get some money, but not if you're trying to collect. So I'll start from the beginning and try to get them all in here, which could be rather interesting. Obviously, like I said, I'll start with the beginning. So 102 Dalmatians. Not played that one. Can't really tell you much. I presume it's a 3D platformer. Full Wheel Thunder. $2.99 apparently I paid. I think. Aero Wings. That's going to be an issue. Alone in the Dark, the new Nightmare. Bit of damage on that one, should really get a new case or something. Blue Stinger, $39.99. Does anyone remember them? MVC. Wasn't bad for it was a launch title, wasn't it? If I remember correctly. Buggy Heat, an okay sort of like karty sort of game. I think it's called something different in the States. Someone might want to post or something, tell me that. Bust a Move 4, can't go wrong with Bust a Move, classic puzzle game. Caesar's Palace 2000, obviously it's like a casino game, so it's in good condition though, that one. Capcom vs SNK, got that from Insane Games, local independent store. Dreamcast is bread and butter, 2D fighters. Carrier, I think it's a survival horror game, definitely I can't remember playing it. Charge and Blast. Some real quality here. Chicken Run. I played it on the PS. I remember playing it briefly on the PS1. You start off in like the chicken shed or whatever. Choo Choo Rocket. What a launch game that is. Great puzzle fun. That expect everyone that's got Dreamcast owns that, but if you haven't, pick it up. Also, it's a GBA version, I think, so if you, it might be worth picking up. Confidential Mission. It's a light gun game. It's actually a pretty decent. You're like a James Bond spy type of deal. Conflict Zone. Some people will be pleased to see this one. Crazy Taxi. Great soundtrack, obviously, from Offspring. Crazy Taxi 2. Dave Mirra BMX. This is the one we obviously got in UK. We got Dave Mirra. The Americans, I think, also got a Matt Hoffman game. I don't know what the Matt Hoffman's one's like, if it's better or worse than Dave Mirra. Daytona USA. Great arcade racing game. Hopefully 90s arcade racer when it comes out to like the Wii U, it's going to be pretty decent like that. Dead or Alive 2. I remember when this came out, thinking the graphics were absolutely mind-blowing on this. Still holds up pretty well today. Deadly Skies. Flight sim type game. Not my sort of thing. People like Ace Combat and that. It's pretty good. Deep Fighter. I only bought, this is one of the games I bought a couple of days ago, and it's actually by Criterion, you know, the Brown Hat guys, which I was quite surprised. And one of the guys in, like, because it's got full motion video and that, looks a bit like David Williams. It might just be me, but Dino Crisis, great survival horror game, very similar obviously to Resident Evil, but with dinosaurs. Obviously at the moment Jurassic World and stuff out. If you fancy a dinosaur game, might be one good one to play. Disney Dinosaur. Not much to say on that. Donald Duck going Quack Attack. I think it's going Quackers as in the States. Actually really decent 3D platformer, from what I remember from it. Dragon Riders Chronicles of Pern. I think it's based on it's based on the novels. I presume it's an RPG, I think. It's not something I've really played. I should really go back to play some of these older ones. I have been thinking about, for the website Nintendo, like I said, we've got reviews and stuff up, maybe doing some reviews of retro games and stuff. Obviously got a lot of Dreamcast games here I could go back and play. Dragon's Blood. Again, another RPG. Ducati World. Not really a racing fan, especially like this is sort of like sim type stuff, so not. Dynamite Cop. Yeah, if I remember, it was like a big arcade sort of shooter. I got this weird feeling this was the sequel to Die Hard Arcade on the Saturn. Someone might have to double check me on that, but I got a feeling that's what that. And Die Hard Arcade was called something completely different in Japan as well, if I remember correctly. Like the Dolphin. ECW Hardcore Revolution. It's a pretty rubbish wrestling game. There's only a few wrestling games on the Dreamcast, but it's one of the worst. ESPN Track and Field. So you know what that sort of thing is. Come back to one that's a little bit better later, I think. European Super League. Obviously a football game. Pay 99p for that, that's not bad. Complete. It's quite. Evil Dead. Evolution. I hear this is actually really decent RPG on the Dreamcast. Ubisoft published. Yeah, Ubisoft published quite a few games on the Dreamcast and things like this, which you wouldn't really expect from them. One, I think the rarest title I own on the Dreamcast, possibly one of the rarest ones for money value wise. Apart from Samba de Amigo, Evolution 2, Far Off Promise. Yeah. Not, like I said, I put this in briefly, and graphically it's a bit purple now. Just like the first sort of level on the train, but should really give it a go. Exposition of Speed. F1 World Grand Prix, like I said, more sim type racing game, not my normal thing. F1 World Grand Prix 2, so that's what it says on the tin, sequel. F355 Challenge, and this is a racing game I do like. It's more arcadey. Online functions, obviously that's not on anymore, but if you've got the System Link cable for the Dreamcast, you can make this think you're playing System Link, or something like that. You can play. So get two Dreamcasts and System Link cable. System Link cables for Dreamcast are quite hard to find a proper one. I'm not sure if there's any other way to get around it. Fighting Force 2, really disappointing game. Fighting Force 1 is really good. Obviously, if you know anything about Fighting Force, it's going to be the sequel to Streets of Rage, 3D sequel, then became Fighting Force, and then we've got this weird stealthy shooting, maybe Metal Gear type rip-off thing, which is just bad. Fighting Vipers 2. One of the last Dreamcast games I bought new in the shop, this, from Game. I think it was really cheap when they were selling them off and stuff, they still had stock. It's not a bad fighter, but there is better ones on the console. It's just got, you know, the gimmick with like the bike and stuff. Fur Fighters. Strange shooting, fighting, animal game. Suppose similar maybe to Conquer, but with guns and without the swearing and stuff. Giant Killers, or GK, which obviously is a football game. It's actually one of the hard to pick up, and surprisingly, seeing it's a football, but it came out quite late. You know, that's why it was hard to find. Giga Wing is, you know, it's a classic shump by Capcom. Capcom brought a lot of decent stuff to the Dreamcast. One of the only few third parties, like you said, apart from Ubisoft, that supported the console fairly well. Grand Theft Auto 2, you know, the old top-down 2D before, you know, it went all 3D and really took off. It's okay. Never been a huge fan of GTA series. Ground Gear 2, again, Ubisoft published. This I hear is very, very good. I should really play this because I do like JRPGs. And the battling system is similar to Child Light, or I should say Child Lights is similar to this sort of thing. Apparently it's a great RPG. I should check it out. Might be one of the first ones doing like a retro review on and see how that holds up, maybe. Grinch, based on the Jim Carrey movie, I believe. It's missing the back, unfortunately. I've got the instructions. I think I do pay £2 I pay for it, so I can't really moan at that. Gunbird 2, like I said, another Capcom. Another good shump. Good condition, that one. Sega's answer to Metal Gear, pretty much, is Headhunter. I think it's remembered more fondly now than it was when it came out, but great game. If I remember correctly, it came out at the same time as Dreamcast and PS2, because I think my cousin bought it on PS2 and I bought it on Dreamcast. Someone might want to double check that. Heavy Metal Geomatrix. If I'm correct, this was the last official release in the UK. And I played of it briefly. It's actually not too bad. Again, Capcom. Plus, you can pick this one quite, even though it's one of the last games on Dreamcast, if not the last, you can pick it up quite cheap on eBay, especially even Seal, which is quite shocking. Next pile. Hidden and Dangerous. 5 out of 5. classic, as they did too. Great game. Hydro Thunder. Racing with speedboats. Incoming. If I can remember, this is pretty much Missile Command, but 3D. German Craft. Supercross 2000. Jet Set Radio Future. Great game. Still holds up really well, mainly due to the art style. Same with the Wind Waker on the GameCube, even though it had the HD release. Due to the art style, it holds up brilliantly. Jet Set Radio. As you can see, this one is a sealed copy. Saw it cheap, I thought, why not? Jimmy White 2 Cue Ball. So yeah, it's a billiards game. Sequel to like the Mega Drive one, so long gap to this sequel, considering the Saturn stuff in between. Kid Kangaroo, 3D platform action, trying to take on like Crash Bandicoots and stuff, that sort of era. Kiss Psycho Circus, it is. I always thought that was a pinball game, but I'm not really sure from the picture. Might have to give that a try. 24-hour Le Mans, which I have in, I presume, French. I think. I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, I should really get an English copy, because obviously I'm trying to go to complete PAL set. You'll notice obviously titles missing. I do want to pick up likes of Taxi 2 from France, and possibly the French Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. But I'd sooner have this in the English version if I can find it. Soul Reaver, Legacy of Kain, great series. Eidos, bring it back. What are you doing, guys? You've got Tomb Raider, you've got Hitman and stuff. Deus Ex. Why haven't you brought this out? But not that crappy multiplayer thing that you're bringing. Bring back Legacy of Kain series, guys. Looney Tunes Space Race. Like I say, back missing. I must have picked that up. Relatively cheap. Be like that. Yeah. Kart racy type thing, but Looney Tunes characters. Manifold Racing, more, I think that's more like Wipeout style, sort of racing game. Marvel vs. Capcom. Marvel vs. Capcom 2, brilliant 2D fighter, one of the best out there. If you want a 2D fighter, get this. It is on other systems, but I think they got a few issues compared to the Dreamcast version, but excellent. You should really pick this up if you can. MDK2 by a little studio called BioWare. Yeah, I don't know if they went on to make anything decent or not. Joke. Yeah. MSR. The granddad of PGR, which we don't see anymore either. It's kind of got replaced with Forza Horizon, but yeah, decent racer. Graphics still good, and then obviously you had the time clock thing. So if it was 8 o'clock in the night on your Dreamcast, it would be like 8 o'clock in the game. If you set, due to depending on locations and stuff. It's quite good. Like the music. Radio stations, William Soldier, like a top-down shooter. And it's not bad actually, not a bad game that. Who made it? Rage. Don't really know anything else. Mortal Kombat Gold, which is obviously the like sort of enhanced version of number 4. It's awful. Yeah, Mortal Kombat when it went 3D, it's pretty bad up till about 9, the reboot. That came back in, was it like 2009 or something that came out, when I went back to sort of basics. Yeah, it's pretty dreadful. Mr. Driller, really fun puzzle game. Basic, it's quite simple. You just drill down to blocks and stuff, but it's a great title from Namco. That I think there's a few other versions. I think there's like a GBA version or something on that. Might worth checking out if you haven't got a Dreamcast. MTV skateboarding with Andy MacDonald. I don't know who Andy MacDonald is. Obviously a pro skater, but no Tony Hawk, is he? NBA 2K. Bit of damage on the case here. The 2K sports games on the Dreamcast are pretty decent. Obviously, we had the NBA. There's an NFL one, which I'll come back to later. NBA Showtime, NBA on NBC. Back missing again. Like I said, must have picked up that cheap. If there's any that look like that, it must have been cheap, unless it was something really special. The next Tetris, yeah, it's Tetris. Can't really say more than that. I think some places it was Tetris Online and had an online component, but it says nothing about it on here. NFL Blitz 2000. Always fun. This is unusual. This has no name or anything on the side, so you don't know what it is. Well, you do, because it's the only one like it, but yeah, fun American football game, even for non-American football fans, because you've obviously got the weird blitz stuff and that. Series that shouldn't really make it come back, maybe on like a download on PSN or something. NFL Quarterback Club 2000. How much was that? £4, I think that says. Not bad for £4, I suppose. And you have 2K. Bit more of a fan of ice hockey than NBA. Pretty decent, like I said. 2K sports games are good, still good. The No Man's Soul, or you might know it as, I can't think what his other name is. It begins with O. From Quantic Dreams, obviously that went on to make Heavy Rain and Beyond Two Souls. And David Bowie produced did the soundtrack, and he's in it as a weird alien creature. Yeah, so quite an unusual game from that perspective. Outrigger. This is quite a fun sort of arcade shooter. Basically, you're set in an arena. You basically just shoot targets and stuff. You run around, high scoring and everything. I think the closest, the club. You remember the club on like 360 and PS3? I kind of copied this similar sort of idea, but this much better. But well worth checking out that. Phantasy Star Online. Yeah, you know what Phantasy Star Online is. People are still playing this, or they might be playing the second one, which I'll come to again. You know, on private service. One of my first experience online gaming was because of that. There is Phantasy Star Online too. Back missing. It's annoying. So yeah, that might be the one that people are still playing. You have to double check on that. Plasma Sword, Nightmare of Bliston, which is actually a sequel to Star Gladiator, I believe, on the PS1. That was quite good. Except I'm not sure if this is 2D or 3D. I can't remember now. But obviously, he was like the main star. He's appeared in a few other Capcom games like Marvel vs. Capcom and stuff. I remember a character called Saturn. I'm not sure if this is this one or Star Gladiator, which had some like green and had some like weird ring stuff. Not bad. Not brilliant either. Pod 2, multiplayer online. Again, sort of like F-Zero, Wipe Out type sci-fi racer. Not sure if there's much content now, because obviously it's called online race, multiplayer online. There might not be much left to play. Power Stone. First one's good. Second was much better. I don't know how Capcom have not made a third of this. They really should. It's a great game. You know, obviously Nintendo had Smash Bros and stuff, but this is just as fun. You know, if you got 4 people playing. Did get released, I think, on the PSP or something with the first one, which seems really weird because this game you need to play 4-player multiplayer. Pro Pinball Trilogy. Well, obviously, kind of says what this says on the tin. It's a pinball game. Obviously, I presume there's those 3 tables. Not my sort of thing, pinball-y. Project Justice, Rival Schools 2. Well, the first one was on the PS1. Pretty competent fighter. I just got Shakura, whatever she's called, from Street Fighter. I think makes an appearance in this as well. Or she makes an appearance in the first one. I can't remember. Because I'm thinking, is that her there or something? Not 100% sure. But it is pretty decent fighting game. Quake 3 Arena. Really, I should pick up an American copy, because I believe the American one will still play online, and people still do play it occasionally. They have meetups online on it. I would have to mostly bash out a mouse and keyboard, which I'm not 100% sure how on there. I've not really used it, but I expect that's what most people are using to play it. Racing Simulation, Monaco Grand Prix. Yeah, so like I said, Race Sim. Racing Simulator 2 online, which I think is pretty much the same as the first one, just had an online component. And I hear this is actually hard to find from a few other Dreamcast videos I've seen. Railroad Tycoon 2. Pretty much straightforward. You make your own railroad tracks and stuff.